The warning klaxon screamed through the corridors of the hegemony battle station Eternal Fortress, its shrill cry sending waves of terror through the assembled alien fleet. Admiral Zektar's scaled hands trembled as he clutched the command console, his yellow eyes fixed on the tactical display that showed a single red approaching their massive defensive perimeter. "Status report," he barked at his communications officer. "Sir, it's confirmed," the young Vorthan stammered, his tentacles quivering with fear. "Long-range sensors have identified the vessel. It's the UES Retribution." A collective gasp echoed through the command center. Every species in the hegemony had heard the stories. The human warship that had single-handedly broken the siege of Proxima Station. The vessel that had turned the tide at the Battle of Kepler's Gate. The ship that had earned a reputation so terrifying that entire fleets would retreat rather than face it in combat. How many ships in their battle group? Sektor demanded. The sensor operator's voice barely rose above a whisper. "Sir, it's alone." The admission sent a chill through the assembled officers. A single human vessel approaching their most fortified position, protected by 300 capital ships, orbital defense platforms, and enough firepower to sterilize a planet. Either the humans had finally lost their collective sanity, or they were about to witness something that would redefine their understanding of warfare. Captain Elena Vasquez stood on the bridge of the Retribution, her crew of 200 humans preparing for what galactic military historians would later call the most audacious assault in recorded history. The ship itself was unremarkable by human standards, a kilometer-long heavy cruiser built in the orbital shipyards of Luna. What made it terrifying wasn't its size or weaponry, but the minds that operated it. "Enemy fleet positioning, Commander?" Vasquez asked calmly. "Standard defensive formation," replied her tactical officer, Lieutenant Brooks. "They've arranged themselves in overlapping fields of fire. Classic textbook defense." Vasquez smiled, an expression that had made seasoned diplomats flee peace negotiations. "Textbook defenses work against textbook attacks. Good thing we threw out the textbook cycles ago." The Retribution began its approach, and immediately the hegemony fleet opened fire. Thousands of energy beams lanced through space, creating a web of destruction that should have vaporized any approaching vessel. Instead, the human ship began to dance. The maneuvers defied physics, as understood by every other species in the galaxy. The Retribution twisted through impossibly tight turns, its inertial dampeners pushed beyond theoretical limits, while its human crew endured G-forces that would have killed any other life form. The ship moved like a living thing, predicting firing patterns and slipping through gaps in the defensive grid that existed for nanoseconds. "Impossible!" Zektar screamed. "Nothing that size can move like that." His weapons officer, a veteran of 17 major engagements, watched in stunned disbelief as the human vessel somehow avoided 90% of their coordinated barrage. "Sir, they're not just evading randomly. They're analyzing our firing patterns in real time and adapting their course accordingly." As the Retribution closed distance, it began to return fire. But instead of targeting the largest threats, it struck with surgical precision at critical system junctions, shield generators, and command nodes. Each shot was calculated to create maximum disruption with minimal ammunition expenditure. "They're not trying to destroy us," whispered the tactical analyst. "They're trying to disable our ability to coordinate." The human strategy became terrifyingly clear. Force began fragmenting into isolated groups of confused and increasingly panicked ships. Within 2 hours, the UES Retribution had successfully neutralized the largest military installation in hegemony space without destroying a single vessel. The surrender came when Captain Vasquez transmitted a simple message to the remaining functional ships. "This was us being polite. Next time we won't knock first." Admiral Zektar's final log entry would become required reading at every military academy in known space. The humans don't just wage war, they choreograph it. And we never even saw the dance coming.